Hello and welcome to today's August 2nd daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus check package information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now so I can keep you updated on what's going on in Washington, D.C., the U.S. economy, money, investing, and much, much more. All right, now I'm still working on the giveaway for the month of August. I had a major sponsor drop out just this morning, and so it's kind of thrown me off, but I'm hoping to release the details of that in the next day or two. You're welcome to go sign up, and I will leave a link below. I will just take today's date going forward to pick the winners. So again, I apologize about that, but I never do a giveaway unless I 100% have the money secured and under contract. So I'll get that out to you. I appreciate your patience on that. I would like to thank today's video sponsor, Mr. 1920 Soap. They are amazing, and I'm going to tell you why they are my favorite soap in the entire world a little bit later in this video. All right, now, later today, I'm going to be telling you how disappointed I am in House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for sending lawmakers home to their $1 million mansions while the eviction moratorium expired, leaving 11 million Americans open to homelessness. If you like Nancy Pelosi, then I would just sign off when I get to that part, but I will be going through that. All right, now late last night, the bipartisan group of Senate lawmakers announced that they have a deal and that it's released as a 2,702-page bill. The main senators wrapping up the bill have been Senator Sinema, a Democrat, and Senator Portman, a Republican. The $1.2 trillion spending bill was done in a bipartisan way, so this is really great news. Now, Portman praised the bill, saying that the group is getting it right tonight for the American people, for our economy, and for the future of our great country. Sinema said, "We are proud this evening to announce this legislation, and we look forward very much to working with our colleagues in a collaborative and open way over the coming days to work through this historic investment in infrastructure." Now, I want to be clear, as much as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says this is a done deal, it still has to go through the process of the 67 senators that approved the bill to add amendments or fight for the right to remove unnecessary issues. So we don't have a date yet for the vote, but this has been months in the making, so I celebrate this being moved closer to completion. This investment in our country will create jobs and improve on roads, bridges, and highways all over the country. So every American will benefit from this infrastructure upgrade. Now, for the $3.5 trillion stimulus package, or the American Families Plan, according to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, this plan is right on track to be passed very soon. The bill will have a huge amount of stimulus money and programs. For example, we know that Senator Bernie Sanders, that leads the group, wants free community college, free daycare, parent leave for those that have new babies. He wants to expand Medicare and include dental, vision, and hearing aid care. He wants to revamp the way Medicare purchases prescription drugs, and he says that this will save the country $600 billion alone. In the past, Senator Sanders has called for a $2,000 stimulus. Now, he called for that when the bill was $1.7 trillion. The bill is now expected to exceed $3.5 trillion. However, Senator Sanders has not mentioned whether there will be a stimulus check included or not. This bill still needs to be put in writing. Now, what we have seen called for is a $500 a month universal check. We've seen calls for cash payments to eradicate poverty. We've even seen calls for survival checks and gas reimbursement credits of $500 per person. Last week, I told you about how a representative is calling for an adult tax credit that could become monthly checks or could lead to a higher lump sum for adults and adults without children, so long as you make under $90,000 per couple. So there's a lot of different ways that there could be a stimulus check without necessarily calling it a stimulus check. But I'll have to report more on that as things are put into writing. So the $3.5 trillion spending bill is going to have a lot of stimulus money and programs. But until it's in writing, I can't 100% tell you what will be in the bill or what will be excluded from the bill. Now, Congresswoman Jayapal said in an email to her Progressive Caucus, the fight for robust investment in working people should not be taking this long when Democrats controlled the House, Senate, and White House. Weeks have been wasted as some tried to negotiate with obstructionist Republican Party. So she's blaming the not having the $3.5 trillion deal done by now on Republicans, while the White House is saying this is exactly what we expected and we're really proud of the work that's being done. By the way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. Last week, you gave one of my videos over 40,000 likes. I really appreciate that, and I just love bringing my community the news. All right, now, Senator Schumer is confident he will get the 50 votes needed to pass the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. But Senator Sinema, for months now, worked on the American Jobs Plan, said just last week that she supports the new stimulus package, but in no way supports the massive price tag. Senator Sanders said this bill will pass, and he isn't worried at all. Senator Romney also believes the bill will pass, and so he voted for the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, but said that he won't vote for this bloated stimulus package because it doesn't really help the American people. It just creates a lot of debt, which will create higher prices than we are feeling now, he said. He said, if you don't think our Democrat friends are going to push this monstrosity with or without this bill, I have a Brooklyn Bridge to sell you. They are going to push it anyway. So he's basically saying no Republicans are needed to push this through, and they are going to push it through, and Republicans are just going to stand out of their way. Now, as of right now, all 50 Republican senators say they don't want their fingerprints or name attached to the $3.5 trillion spending bill, as it will come back to hurt Americans. Now, I don't know what it will do, but they're saying we think it's going to hurt in the long run, and so we don't want our names attached to it. All right, now let me just spend a few seconds telling you about today's amazing video sponsor, Mr. 1920 Soap. Now, you guys have heard me talk about them before. They are by far my favorite soap company in the entire world. I use them every single day when I go on vacation or a business trip or to visit family. I always take a bar of soap with me because I just absolutely love them. Now, during the COVID lockdown, my hands were becoming so cracked. But as soon as I started using Mr. 1920 soap, my hands became very, very soft, and I didn't have that issue anymore. So now my favorite thing about these bars of soap is look how huge they are, and they smell fantastic, and they seem to just last forever compared to other soap that I've used in the past. So if you want to support Mr. 1920 Soap, I'm going to leave a link below. It's because of them that I've been able to do these monthly giveaways and the big giveaway that I did at Christmas time. So I would love it if you would go support this American-based company. The soap is made in the U.S. and they are headquartered in New Orleans, Louisiana. All right. Now in political news, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi dismissed the House last week to go home to their $1 million mansions while the eviction moratorium expired. Now, without making any changes to language on how to access the $45 billion in rent relief, these guys just went home. Like, I don't know what to say. They knew 11 million people were in danger of being evicted, and they went home, okay? Now, over the weekend, protesters surrounded Pelosi's home in San Francisco and put an eviction notice on her home saying to go back to Washington, D.C., and to fight for the people like you were elected to do, or you will be evicted from the speaker's chair and let someone else be put in charge. Now, Pelosi plans to be gone from D.C. for 6 weeks so that she can focus on what's important to her. Now, I know some of you are going to say in the comments, her expensive ice cream. But she has gone home. She says she has no plans of coming back. And 11 million people are now open to being homeless. Okay. Now, there was a small attempt at blocking this eviction. There was one Republican who was asking questions about it. And so Pelosi said, we're not going to get the votes and I'm not going to stick around. And so she went home. Now, I was glad to see the protesters didn't leave a dead pig head and blood all over her house like they did last August. But there's people in need, right? And that need is going to translate into more and more loud voices. Now, the mortgage protection ends in September. And I don't know, it's like I get this feeling that they want people to not access this money and to lose their homes. Now, that probably sounds like conspiracy theory, but why would they not help people? Why would they set aside $45 billion and then not get people access to the money? It's like they publicly say one thing and then they go home and privately do nothing. And it's from both parties, right? But it's Pelosi who is the head of the House of Representatives, and she is the one that dismissed everybody to go home. Now, there are a few heroes, and I want to point them out. Congressman Bowen and also Representative Cori Bush and several others stayed in D.C. And in fact, they slept on the Capitol steps and protested Pelosi to come back and take charge. So I have a lot of respect for Bowman and Representative Bush that stayed behind. Now, this attention has brought a lot of negative attention and shame on Nancy Pelosi. So she issued a short letter saying, President Biden, please help us with the eviction situation. Wow, she really went to bat for people, right, with that short one-paragraph letter. Now, according to the Aspen Institute for COVID Eviction Defense Project, that's a mouthful, Americans are $20 billion behind on rent, yet there's over $40 billion sitting in a bank account specifically to help people with rent and mortgage help sitting in DC. So the money's there, but the will to get the money out to the people is not. Okay, that's just how I see it. Now, many Republicans and Democrats want the language softened in the next stimulus package so people and landlords can access this $45 billion and don't have to move forward with this debt hanging over their heads or landlords wondering if they're going to lose their investment property. Now, according to Representative Bush, Pelosi can reconvene Congress in an emergency meeting and they can pass changes using something called the roll call method. So this is all within the power of Nancy Pelosi, according to Democrat Representative Bush. Now, as of this filming, Pelosi has only sent a short letter to President Biden and has not addressed the issue. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is scheduled to testify before a congressional committee tomorrow. It is believed that she will either defend the current distribution of rent relief money, or she will side with those calling to make it easier to access this money. I'll be sure to watch that and report on it, as I know there are many in the community that are not only at risk of being evicted, have been evicted, and those that care about those that are being evicted. So I'll definitely let my community know the outcome of that. Now, 16 Republican members of Congress are calling on the chairs of the Science, Space and Technology and Oversight Committee to do a true investigation into the origins of COVID-19. According to Representative Mo Brooks, the government is blocking citizens from the right of knowing where the virus came from. He also said that China is being let off the hook by allowing them to not answer for their part in this global mess. The issue at the border continues. According to new data released, encounters with illegal immigrants trying to sneak into our country is up over 362%. According to Border Patrol, they've intercepted enough fentanyl to kill 1.9 billion people. That's 25% of the entire world population is how much they've encountered at the border. An Ohio judge ruled over the weekend that Ohio will finish out the pandemic unemployment boost of $300 per week until September. If you live in Ohio and qualify, you could have some back pay owed to you. If you live in another state where they closed down the federal unemployment boost early, do check, as some states have reinstated that, while others have had judges say that their governor's decision to end the program was legal. So definitely check in to your own state. Now, according to a survey by Telegraph Media, Vice President Kamala Harris is the least liked vice president at her 6-month mark since the 1970s. The massive drop in support and approval comes from her handling of the Texas-Mexico border situation. Just last week, President Harris announced that the pathway to controlling the surge at the border isn't to stop letting people into the country, it's to send billions of dollars to Guatemala. However, the president of Mexico said the United States and Mexico have had an excellent partnership on the border situation for many years. Sending billions of dollars of taxpayer money to Guatemala won't solve your problem because the president of Guatemala is corrupt and will likely pocket the money. Now, Harris's biggest losses have come in the last 60 days with Americans aged 18 to 29, which is the hottest voting demographic for her. Only 36% say that they approve of her at this time. Now, according to past situations, I'll break down where other vice presidents were at their 6-month mark. The other area where Harris has lost a lot of support comes among Hispanic American voters, which is an area that they were hoping to expand on. Okay, now here's where other vice presidents were at in the past at their 6-month mark. Dan Quayle, under President Bush Sr., was at 43% approval at this time. Al Gore with President Clinton was at 60% approval. Dick Cheney under President Bush Jr. was at 60% approval. Biden under President Obama was at 50% approval, and Pence under President Trump was at 42% approval. Now, unless Harris's numbers improve, some Democrats are saying she won't be put forward as a presidential campaign person in the future, and that the White House might need to start using First Lady Jill Biden in her place when it comes to public meetings. Hopefully things turn around at the border, right? Lots going on down there. All right, now, speaking of former President Barack Obama, he will be turning 60 years old. He is holding a private party with 475 of his closest friends. President Biden's office announced that President Biden will not be in attendance. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. Again, I apologize. I don't have the August giveaway ready to go, but I'm hoping to finalize that. Again, I don't like to ever say I'm going to give away money unless I 100% have the money secured. So I hope you understand. I'm trying to get this thing done as quick as I can for you because I enjoy giving that money away, and I know that many in the community would benefit from receiving it. All right, now before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.